Good evening. For the DPP grain desk, this is Duane Lowry on Sunday, May 5th. It's currently about 6:10 in the evening. I'm not even sure what type of night here to expect. I'm not even sure how to interpret the weather. Let's back up and talk about what has already happened in terms of weather, how we reacted to it last week, and see if we can determine how best to respond to weather here at forecast here tonight. Last week we had an upshot early in the week on planting concerns that produced a limit up move in corn. We then saw values back off, become very erratic and choppy, and I would say disconnected with forecasts. Friday we had Thursday and Friday we had snows in the Midwest. We had wet forecasts, and we were unable to get the corn market to close higher. I think that it's not unreasonable to look at that and conclude that the market is weak and conclude that we should be lower tonight. But I think it's maybe not quite that simple. It's currently May 5th. I think when you look at tonight's forecast, there are definitely some warming temperature trends, which is good. There's definitely some drying out windows that's showing up in the 2-week forecast. But we need a large chunk of those drying out window hours just to get the field ready to go back into the field. And in terms of actual hours left to plant, I think we're pretty much assured that we're going to continue to have an extremely slow planting progress across much of the Midwest during the next 2 weeks. This week's rain system comes in a little bit later in the week. You're going to get some field work activity ahead of the next rain system, but you're not going to get a lot of planting progress done. By the time we get to the forecast period where we can expect maybe a better planting pace, we're going to be looking at about the 15th of May. And I think that that's troublesome from the standpoint that whatever you think the starting yield point was, it is something lower than that because we've got too many national acres being planted past their optimum planting date. I think it's still very easy to come up with the scenario about how yields could be good enough to have still a very much improved supply by fall. And if you want to be bearish on that's fine. But I think we still have a situation here where the market has been trading a bearish mentality for a long time, and expectations of a very good crop and a very abundant supply in the fall, and we've already taken away some of that, and I don't think the market has really given much respect to the planting delay problems that we've had here to date. And I think that you're looking at a situation tonight that most traders, because they got a bearish bias, are going to look at tonight's forecast and say, look at that, we've got a warmer and drier outlook, we've got drying windows, which is all true, but I don't think you're going to get a very fast planting pace out of that. So I think you're looking at a situation we're probably going to start lower tonight. You got technical support that's going to come into corn, several cents to a dime below Friday's close. Probably have support in beans develop on a technical basis, 5 to 10 cents below Friday's close. Wheat support probably comes in a little bit quicker than that, not that much weakness. The wheat market is going to be dealing with a situation where the forecast still has a drying trend for the southwestern 25-30% of U.S. hard red winter wheat production. That'll provide support. Technical conditions provide support just a few cents below Friday's close. So I think we're probably dealing with a situation where we're going to start lower tonight in most everything, but I think the market may be fairly well supported. And I think that it's probably wrong to embrace the bearish stance here that is so common and prevalent in the trade at the present time. I would avoid that. I think we got a lot of the growing season ahead, obviously, and I think there's a good chance that we're going to get more production concerns. Tomorrow afternoon we get a planting progress report. We've heard people thinking that corn's going to be 20-25% planted. I don't think it's anywhere close to that, so I think the afternoon planting progress report will probably be a little bit supportive. So look for weakness tonight. Don't embrace that weakness. I don't think we have a situation that we're going to open several cents lower and then build upon it and get weaker and weaker as the night goes along. I don't think the selling energy is going to be here for something like that. I think there's a better chance that as the week count goes along, whatever weakness we have here tonight will be recovered and I think the market will stabilize, perform relatively well. I still think we have higher levels to get to, better selling opportunities over the next few to several weeks that will be above the values that we saw last week at the peak. For the DPP Grain Desk, this has been Duane Lowry. Thank you.